What's going on, guys? It's Char here, back with another video, and this one is a bit different. We're going to be doing a Marvel Rewind retrospective here. It's either going to be like a checkpoint, a look back, a pit stop, like whatever synonym you want to look at. We're going to look back at the series so far, and it's kind of like a catch-up video in case you haven't been watching to jump right in. Now, for anyone who's been watching this series up until this point, go ahead and skip to the timestamp that is listed on the screen below, and there's going to be chapters in the video that's going to skip to basically talking about the retrospective parts, looking back, looking forward with the series, a teaser, and then bloopers slash losses from season 1. Go ahead and jump to that timestamp. It should still be on the screen. Okay, for those who are new, I'm going to explain the series to you real quickly so you can just jump in at this point. Of course, I implore you to go back and watch the previous episodes because they're really good, fun, and thematic, and it's a good nostalgia for the core box for anyone who has it. But if you want just a quick catch up, let's explain what the series is real quick and we'll go from there. So I'm just going to be retreading previous slides I had in my initial announcement video. So what is Marvel Rewind? Basically, it's a progression series where I am tasked with fighting each villain in order of release. Another, caveat I have for this challenge is that I'm only allowed to use cards released up until that wave. Now, wave is pretty important here. I try my best to only use cards up until that point when the villain was released, but I think theme is pretty important and fun for this series. So wave is my own caveat, as for example, you'll see in the Galaxies wave coming up, if I only limit it to release date, the only Guardians I'm allowed to play in the Guardian box would be Groot and Rocket. But if I limit it to the wave, I can play every Guardian hero in that box, which I think is a lot more fun and still keeps in the spirit of that, look back retrospective type series. And I think it works really well. It also is to showcase difficulty on villain release versus the full card pool, and that kind of manifests in me rating my personal experience in tier list. Mostly the series is true solo, but there might be some more multiplayer. Again, thanks to Boom Guy for showing up on multiplayer on the Kang video. There might be more in the future. So why am I doing this series? What is my reason for it? And I don't think any of this has changed. I don't think there's a ton of content based on limited slash early card pools. I feel like a lot of people hop on Marvel CDB, look at a deck, and they're like, oh, I'm missing this card, or I'm missing 2 or 3 cards. There's so many cards in this game, and they can serve as suitable replacements even if you don't have the full card pool. It sucks when you can't build a deck 1-to-1, but it's to show you that you have options, even as far back as the core set. Maybe throw in a Haymaker. I mean, it'll make your deck worse, but it's not going to make it unplayable, is my opinion. I want to play as many heroes as I can and defeat every expert villain. That's something that I haven't even done on my own yet, defeating every expert villain. Of course, I could get the newest and latest X-Men leadership deck and probably absolutely trounce on every villain on expert, but I don't think that's the most fun, at least for my first play. It is a fun exploration of how card design and difficulty in the game has evolved over time. I just love looking at what options I have available to me to tackle these villains and trying to make solutions within these limited options, especially in this early wave 1, wave 2, even wave 3. And then the final example is that it's just fun. I love doing like limited or draft formats in TCGs. I love doing box formats or cube formats and something like Yu-Gi-Oh! This is kind of the same example of it for me, where okay, I'm limiting the amount of cards I can use to fight these difficult challenges. How am I going to find a solution with a thematic matchup and something that's entertaining for you guys all to watch? And then how will it go? So again, I have 12 episodes up so far, so if you're interested in seeing how it went, it's been a ton of fun. Go ahead and check one of them out. But for anyone who's new here, it's going to be every villain fought on expert, and I'm aiming for mostly thematic matchups and decks. That's pretty important to me and this series. I think, one, people want to see thematic matchups, especially new people getting into the game, who I think will, get the most use out of this series. Even though it will be fun for anybody who plays and watches Marvel Champions, I think that when someone's new to the game, they're like, oh, I want to fight Taskmaster with Black Widow. That's like their nemesis in the comics. Boom, there's a video on the channel just for them showing how I did it. So I'm going to be emulating the small card pool as much as possible. So as you can see on the videos thus far, I was limiting myself to the core box and whatnot for most of the deck builds and one other hero pack. But now, as we're moving forward, and you'll see on a later slide, we have all the cards unlocked up until Red Skull. That means all the previous heroes packs too. I still do want to keep the theme of emulating a small card pool. I'm going to try my best not to pick from, even though we have 7 hero packs and an expansion box unlocked, I don't want my deck to say 8 packs required. I still want to keep that number as low as possible for a fun, functional, and fun to play deck. And then, as always, at the end, there will be a deck profile and a Marvel CDB link in the description, and the difficulty rating of the the villains will be at the end. So for everyone who's seen the series, here we are. We're jumping forward. Let's go ahead and look back at this first, I guess, season. I'm not really sure what I'm calling it, Marvel Rewind. So this is our ending tier list here. So it's pretty interesting, and it's not exactly one-to-one what I expected. I'll be honest, the F tier is probably exactly what I expected. I knew Risky Business, and I knew Wrecking Crew, and I knew Absorbing Man were going to be down there. That didn't surprise me at all. They were the easiest episodes by far to record as well. There's nothing in a D tier. I feel like there's nothing that's been between those two, and again, these places can change over time. In C tier, we have Rhino and Crossbones. I think this makes sense. Crossbones, even though he can be scary with his full auto, he does not have the health points to stand up and be much of a challenge past that. B tier, we have, normal Green Goblin Mutagen formula and Taskmaster. I feel like that's pretty good. I feel like those villains are challenging, but you definitely have more of an edge than they do. And then the A tier, I have a lot of shared villains in here, but I think it makes sense. I think so far, when you're talking about true solo, Zola is by far the hardest, and I think Klaw has some really nasty tempo, especially for a core box villain that could also make it pretty hard starting out. Then it's followed by Kang and Ultron, and then Red Skull. Again, I don't think anything's too egregious here, but let me know what your own tier list would look like with this limited card pool kind of stipulation in mind. So let's go ahead and look at the past real quick. What do I think, and what are my own, thoughts on the series up until this point? So you see a bit of the playlist. Again, if you're new to the series, go ahead and check out any of those episodes. They're a ton of fun. I think I've been really good at sticking to the limited card pool idea. There was a lot of core box usage in this first kind of 12 episodes, 13 episodes of Marvel Rewind. I think I've had a good attempt at trying to balance the aspects, and I'll put in parentheses here, protection is really hard. In the first 12 episodes, there's only been one protection deck, and I think Justice is the most represented. I think that's sort of emblematic of true solo at this time, where it's like you really need the thwart, and Justice is the only aspect that can really do it effectively, so it's going to be the most represented with true solo in mind. Again, I'm going to try my best to try and balance the aspects the best I can, but there's no promises there. I think thematics and the limited card pool idea kind of trumps the balancing of the aspects, at least for me personally. And I think the theming has been on point and showing off the hero strength as well. You had Spider-Man and Rhino, you had Iron Man and Ultron, you had Taskmaster and Black Widow, you had, Captain America and Red Skull. I try my best to match the villains as closely as possible to their own nemesis, even if it's not exactly the hero and villain matchup one-to-one. An Avenger to an Avenger enemy, a Guardian to a Guardian enemy is going to be coming up in this next wave. So let's talk about moving forward to the future. So like I was alluding to earlier, with the completion of Rise of Red Skull, all of the Wave 1 plus Red Skull cards are added to my card pool. I can freely deck build with them. They are open for me to use. It's not going to be something I'm going to be limiting myself to as I was earlier. Because a lot of the earlier Marvel Rewind decks have like 1 or 2 card packs required, maybe even 3. There's going to be a definite increase, but I don't want it to be the point where, I'm going to 1 pack for a random one of a card. If it's not completely essential to the strategy or the game plan, I will try my best to leave it off and, kind of emulate that limited card pool. I would say since Galaxy's Most Wanted only debuts with 2 Guardians, and this is what I was talking about earlier, Guardians from the next wave will be included in these episodes coming up. It follows my own internal rules for the series. Again, I know I'm going to get comments, and mentioning in this video doesn't really prevent them, but I thought I'd reiterate here. It is not necessarily limited by the exact date that the product released, more that general wave and what the general power level of cards around that time were. Again, I try my best to limit the hero I play and the cards available to the actual date of the product release, but like I said, with these Guardians coming up, I would have to go through the entire Guardians wave box with only Groot and Rocket, and 1, that's not very fun or interesting because there's going to be repeats, and 2, it doesn't show off more heroes for the series. And then I think on the table for moving forward is maybe more multiplayer. When we're thinking about multi-villain scenarios in the future, I think there is a chance for more multiplayer to come through and shine in this series. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and I hope you guys are looking forward to that as well. We have a quick next teaser right here. We have our first matchup going into the next season. Again, I don't know what I'm colloquially calling it. We're going to have Drax, these green menaces facing off against each other. We have Drax versus Drain. It's going to be our first matchup. It's going to be a ton of fun. And yeah, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get to the bloopers slash outtakes. Not every single, episode of Marvel Rewind was a one-shot recording and win, and I was recommended by a couple of people earlier on in the series to kind of make a compilation video of all my losses, bloopers, and outtakes. That's going to go ahead and it's going to be following the end of this PowerPoint right here, so go ahead and check it out. There's going to be a little like lower thirds. It's going to tell you exactly what villain and scenario it is. I hope you guys have fun with them and seeing me get a bit upset at some losses, maybe not. I don't remember exactly what they were like. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Enjoy the bloopers. Take care of yourselves. Leave a like and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And enjoy. Encounter card. Masters of Mayhem. Each Masters of Evil's minion attacks the hero it's engaged with. If no attacks were made this way, search for... Okay, so Tiger Shark is going to attack us. We have to defend here for 2. So we're going to take 1 damage. So we're at 1 health. If he flips that card, he does take a retaliate. If he flips that card that just deals the damage to us, it's just over for us, but let's hope he does not do that. Okay, so we have Wakanda Forever. We need to play... we're going to spend these 2 resources and go ahead and play our Vibranium Suit. We'll just go ahead and put it here. So we can move 1 damage from my hero to an enemy. 2 of this is the final step in the sequence. So I think we might have a path to somewhat stabilizing here. We're going to use a Helicarrier for Wakanda Forever, and okay, the order we do this is important. We want to move 2 damage for sure because we have to use our basic defense again next turn. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with remove 1 threat from a scheme. We're going to do it from this one, bringing it down to 3. Then we're going to deal 2 damage to an enemy. We're going to go ahead and do that to Claw, bring it from 9 down to 7. Then we are going to choose a player, deal 1 damage to the villain and all minions engaged. So brings Claw down to 6, and it does 4 damage to Tiger Shark here. And then at the very end, we're going to use our Vibranium Suit. We're going to move 2 damage from Black Panther to Tiger Shark to knock him out. So that's going to heal us by 2, bringing us to 3. And then it's also going to knock out Tiger Shark. And then we're going to use this response from Chase Him Down. After your hero attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme. Since... Oh, no. Oh, yes. Vibranium Suit is an attack. Okay, I thought we messed that up. We do get to clear out all of Masters of Evil here. And that's going to be our turn. It's the best we can do. Let's ready up. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is an unplayable hand. What? What am I looking at? Oh, no. Okay, this is going to go up to 5. Claw's going to attack us. We're going to defend. So that's 1, 2, 3... 4. So we take 2 damage and then we flip an encounter card. And he gets his solid sound body back. Okay, that's to us. Yeah, we basically have nothing to do here other than we have to get rid of the solid sound body, so we can't even attack him. So I guess we'll spend these 3 resources to remove the attachment. And then we just gotta have to hope we get something coming up and he doesn't kill us this next encounter phase. We're gonna go ahead and spend... what is it? Oh, did he attack us last turn? I don't think he did. We're gonna spend Vibranium and then uppercut Helicarrier Vibranium for an uppercut to deal 5 damage, bringing Claw down to 1 health. And that's it. We have 1 health. We have to ready up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What did we get here? First aid, Wakanda Forever. These can help us, but let's see if it's enough. It's going to go up to 7 on the main scheme. Claw's going to attack us. We have to defend. We don't have a choice. Deal 1 damage to each hero, and that weapons are engaged. That is the end of that. Okay, we need to set Claw back up and do this again. I told you that this is... played Claw many times, and he is never easy. It is never, ever easy. Masters of Evil, of course, we're going to mill until we find a Masters of Evil minion. Okay, we get Radioactive Man. Okay. Comes in with 7 health, and that's back to us. This has 3 threat on it. This is a really tough position to be in. We're just gonna have to take the radioactive man. We're just gonna have to take his discards for a couple turns. Yeah, it's a really awkward number of cards in our hand. This is also, I mean, unironically, this is still looking extremely tough. We're gonna go ahead and spend 3 resources here for Mockingbird. She's gonna go ahead and stun Claw here. We're gonna swing. We're gonna throw for 3 off Masters of Evil here. She's gonna take a consequential damage. We're going to keep the Vibranium in hand, and we're gonna draw 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm gonna get an encounter card here. 4. Okay, power of aggression. Alright, let's see what we can do. Claw is gonna add 1 to the main team up to 5. He's gonna try and attack us. He can't. Radioactive Man's gonna attack us. When he attacks you, discard 1 card at random from your hand. Go ahead and roll this dice. 5. Okay, the Vibranium is gone. We're also going to take a damage, but he's going to take 1 as well because of the retaliate, so he's at 6 health. Now we get an encounter card. Advance, he's going to scheme for a base of 2, so we need a 0 scheme here. And we lost. Okay, third attempt. I think what I want to do is use... we're going to use our experimental research. We're going to draw and choose and discard a card from our hand. Ooh. I think maybe get rid of Concussive Blow. Yeah, we'll do that. We have 10 health here. We should be able to survive an attack from Crossbones. We just do have to knock the soldier out. Okay, I think we have to flip up. Yeah, I mean, we want to play the Avengers Mansion for sure. It's just like, what do I get rid of? Let's spend these 4 resources here. Let's get down the... Oh, wait. Let's keep the Concussive Blow in hand for now. Let's spend the Helicarrier. We'll get down Avengers Mansion here. Let's go ahead and exhaust. Hulk Smash. Oh, okay. Wow, this is kind of... It's like perfect, quote unquote, but this should be good for us. Okay, so what we're going to do here, since we have all fist resources in our hand because this is a wild... We're going to spend these 3 resources here. Oh, sorry. We're going to attack the Hydra Soldier, but we're going to spend these 3 resources here to Hulk Smash. We get +10, so we're swinging for 13, but it also gets overkill. So 4 is going to go here, and then 9 is going to go on a Crossbones, which is going to bring him from 16 down to 7. Okay. And now we kind of just need a Nick Fury. I don't think we've seen him yet, right? Nick Fury should kind of get us this game here. If we survive, that's the thing, because we do get another encounter card. Lockjaw might get it. I don't know, man. I think we need to find Nick Fury, but let's see if we do it. Yeah, and I think that's it. We just have to ready up here and just hope we live. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cards. Suborbital Leap Daredevil. It's not looking good. It's going to go up to 3. He's going to go ahead and attack us for a base of 5. Let's just take it. 6, 7. So we go down to 3 health from 10. 2 encounter cards. First one. Full auto. Discard X cards from the top of the entire deck where X is Crossbones attack. Take 1 indirect damage for each boost card. No. Okay. So what, he has 5 attack. And 5. I mean, yeah, that's way more than enough. Okay, let's pack it up and try this again. Yeah, I think we'll be able to live an attack, which is all we have to do here, it looks like. Okay, he has so many attaches on the board. It's not even worth keeping track of them. So what we have to do here, we're going to have Daredevil go ahead and thwart for 2 again off of the main. Let's bring it down to 0. We're going to use his ability after he thwarts to deal damage. We're going to break this tough status here. And then we have to flip up to Hulk. We're gonna go ahead and swing for 3 here. Yeah, we're swinging for 3. Gonna spend, like, it doesn't matter. There's no other card we can play with this hand, which is so unlucky. Oh man, okay. It doesn't really matter. We can't keep any of these cards. This is just, they're all fist resources, so we'll spend 3 here for the Hulk smash. We get plus 10 to that attack and overkill. So we're gonna deal 4 damage here. Then 9 is gonna bleed onto Crossbones, which is gonna bring him from 15 down to 6. And then Unstoppable Force we don't get to keep. So we just discard that at the end of the turn, and we're gonna ready up here. 4 cards in hand. We need to be able to do 6 damage. We do have a Hulk smash, so we should be able to do it. Let's just hope he doesn't activate many times on this turn. Okay, it's gonna go by 1. Crossbones is gonna go ahead and attack us. His attacks have piercing, but they don't have overkill. So I think we do just block this. It's a base of 3. If you're in hero form, the villain attacks you after this activation. Do not deal any boost cards for that attack. Okay, so he's gonna attack us again, but that was, he dealt 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 damage there. I forgot he had retaliate, but I don't think it came up into the last card, so we actually haven't attacked him directly. So he dealt 6 damage. Daredevil is defeated there. He's gonna attack me again, but he gets no boost card, so that's just 3, 4, 5, 6 damage, bringing us from 13 down to 7. And then we have to lose a card from our hand because of the power gauntlets. Let's go ahead and lose Thunderclap. 1 encounter card. Don't be an attack. Full auto. Discard X cards for the top of the encounter deck, where X is his attack. Deal 1 indirect damage for each boost icon discarded this way. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4. So he has 6 attack. Oh man, I think we're cooked. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We lost by 1 damage. Because I think we just have to take this here. So it's going to attack us for a base of 2, 3, 4. If he has the ice or metal trait, give him a tough status. So he's going to deal 4 damage, and he's going to get a tough. So let's give him that tough status card real quick. And then we're going to take 4. It's going to bring us down to 5. And then we have to trigger the abandoned facility, which says after absorbing mana makes an undefended attack, discard 1 resource icon from your hand. So what's a card we don't need? I guess it's Earth Mightiest Heroes. We're going to discard that. That's 1 resource icon, and now it is back to us. We're going to go ahead and spend an Avengers Mansion here to draw a card. We got a Cable Arrow. Okay, so now we can do a bit of thwarting here, which I think we have to do. Okay, I do want to do, and there's a lot of cards I want to play down. I think we need the Cable Arrow, so I think I'm going to spend this resource here to get down Hawkeye's Quiver. It says you can play arrow events attached to this card as if they were in your hand, and we can exhaust it to search the top 5 cards of our deck. And then attach an arrow event, attach it face up to this card. So we're going to go ahead and use that. Use the hero action 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so it looks like explosive arrows are our only choice here. So we'll go ahead and put it underneath the quiver. Just in case we need that in the future. It is something we can do. It does 3 damage. It's not bad at all. Okay. Now what else can we do? I want to get the other expert marksman down for sure, but man, we gotta get thwarting, I think. I don't know, I feel like there were not a lot of thwarters we got. And then we threw away one of our cable arrows. Okay. I think we need US agent to defend for us again. I just don't know if it's worth doing marked for death here to thwart off or to thwart something else off. I think we have to get rid of super absorbing power because that's just going to kind of be nasty. So we're going to spend 1 for the electric arrow. We're going to get our other expert marksman down. I'm just going to put it right here. So we have all our resource generators, anything we could ever want, basically, but we need to do some thwarting. So we're going to spend 1 expert marksman here for a cable arrow. We're going to exhaust Hawkeye's bow. And we're gonna remove 3 threat from a scheme. So we'll take it off of super absorbing power. We'll just remove it completely. And we'll just get that out of the game. Marked for Death is still around. And so is None Shall Pass. We're just gonna have Hawkeye do a basic thwart for 1